Perhaps that is more precious to him than any ring. Currently, Leo is in a relationship with Victoria Soretti. They have been seen traveling together, attending events, and even spending time with his mother. Insiders report that he appreciates her company and that she understands his lifestyle. However, they also reiterate what has been said for years. Marriage is not on the horizon. Even when Victoria was spotted wearing a diamond ring, sources quickly clarified that it was not an engagement ring, but merely another accessory in a relationship that is meaningful yet not permanent. So where does this leave Leo? At 50, he is beginning to speak more about fatherhood. In a recent interview, he remarked, "I'd like to have kids someday. I'm not getting any younger." This marks the first occasion on which he has seriously discussed the prospect of becoming a parent. However, marriage appears to be improbable. Perhaps Leonardo DiCaprio has already experienced the most profound connection of his life, suggesting that the most significant love story may not revolve around passion or romance, but rather timing, trust, and the subtle moments in between. Kate once remarked, "There's no judgment, just love." Perhaps that is all that Leo has ever desired. Therefore, as the world anticipates a wedding that may never materialize, Leonardo DiCaprio continues to live life on his own terms, acting with fervor, contributing to environmental causes, and safeguarding his heart in a manner that only he comprehends. This is because at times the most remarkable love stories are not defined by rings or proposals. Rather, they often pertain to those who have slipped away. If this narrative resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more untold Hollywood tales, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Leo will ever settle down, or has he already encountered the one who got away? She referred to him as her rock, while he considered her family. In 2009, at the Golden Globes, Kate won for her role in Revolutionary Road, a film they both starred in. On stage, she looked at Leo and declared, "I love you with all my heart." The audience erupted in applause and Leo smiled, yet they reiterated, "Just friends." When Leo received his first Oscar in 2016, Kate was seen crying in the audience. After the ceremony, they embraced tightly, as if nothing and no one else mattered. For years, fans labeled them the greatest love story that never was, and perhaps they were correct. In a rare interview in 2025, Kate finally revealed, "We've never been together," then paused before adding, "But if life had been different, who knows?" These three simple words, "who knows," ignited a frenzy on the internet, with fans shedding tears and headlines exploding. Finally, after decades of speculation and denials, Kate, Kate acknowledged what millions had long suspected. There was something deeper, something unspoken, something overlooked. She discussed their timing, noting how they were never single simultaneously, how their lives never seemed to align. Yet she also mentioned that Leo had been the one constant presence in her life throughout everything. He was always there. When Leo was asked about her remarks, he simply stated, "Kate will always be family." Perhaps this is his way of safeguarding what they shared. Maybe for Leo, the only relationship that truly holds significance is the one he never felt the need to label. The reality is that Leonardo DiCaprio may not be afraid of commitment. Rather, he may fear losing what little he has managed to keep sacred in a world where everything is captured, published, and scrutinized. His connection with Kate Winslet has remained untouched, private, and pure. Because she was on a path of personal development, and Leo was not prepared to accompany her. Camila, who was in a relationship with him for nearly 5 years, endured harsh public criticism due to their age gap. She later stated, "A relationship can only work if you're not afraid to be alone." Even after their separation, there was no drama or scandal, just a quiet farewell. So what is the underlying reason? According to those who are closest to him, Leonardo DiCaprio simply does not perceive marriage as essential. Insiders indicate that he cherishes his freedom, privacy, and control. Others suggest that he dedicates himself so intensely to his acting career that relationships invariably take a back seat. However, there exists another theory, a more profound one, revolving around a name that has quietly lingered in the background. Kate Winslet. They first met in 1996 when they were cast as Jack and Rose in Titanic. From the outset of filming, Their chemistry was unmistakable. On set, they were inseparable, engaging in playful pranks, sharing constant laughter, and providing mutual support throughout the demanding shoot. When Titanic ascended to become the highest-grossing film globally, fans quickly speculated that they were a real-life couple. Yet both actors refuted these claims, with Kate famously stating, "We never fancied each other. It would have been a disaster." Leo echoed her sentiments, asserting that they were too comfortable and too close to pursue a romantic relationship. Nevertheless, comfort does not diminish the connection they shared, which was unlike any other in Hollywood. Over the years, their bond only grew stronger. While other co-stars drifted apart, Kate and Leo maintained their closeness through marriages, breakups, and significant career milestones, which finally secured him the coveted Oscar he had pursued for years. He evolved beyond just an actor, becoming a producer, an environmental advocate, and a United Nations messenger of peace. He established his own production company and actively campaigned against climate change on a global scale. However, despite his soaring professional achievements, his personal life remained enigmatic. He has been romantically linked to numerous high-profile women, including Gisele Bündchen, Bar Raffaelli, and Blake Dot energetic Camilla Morrone, and more recently Italian model Victoria Soretti, have been among his romantic interests. However, none of these relationships culminated in marriage. Some were fleeting, while others endured for several years, yet all concluded in a similar manner, quietly and without any commitment. To outsiders, this appeared to be a recurring theme. Leo consistently dated younger models, deliberately steering clear of anything too serious. This led to a surge of jokes and memes circulating on the internet, with some even asserting that he never dated anyone over the age of 25. However, the reality is far more intricate than any headline suggests. Gisele once remarked that she ended their relationship. He made his stage debut at the tender age of 2, inspired by his stepbrother Adam's success in a TV commercial that earned $50,000. Leo was determined about his career path, but the journey was not without challenges. Auditions proved to be difficult. One agent suggested he adopt the name Lenny Williams to sound more American, but he declined this advice. With the backing of his father, he persevered, and gradually, commercials transitioned into minor roles, which eventually led to significant opportunities. In 1993, he starred alongside Robert De Niro in This Boy's Life, and the following year he delivered a poignant and moving performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, earning his first Oscar nomination at the age of 19. Then came Titanic, a film that transcended mere entertainment to become a cultural phenomenon, marking the highest box office success of its era. Overnight, DiCaprio emerged as a generational icon, with millions enamored by his character Jack Dawson, while many sought to understand the man behind the screen. The answer, however, was complex. In the years following Titanic, DiCaprio intentionally steered clear of romantic roles, aiming to avoid being typecast as the pretty boy. Instead, he collaborated with Martin Scorsese, embracing challenging and demanding roles in films such as Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, and ultimately, The Revenant. However, does married life appear somewhat dull to you? Does it seem a bit monotonous? No, I have witnessed both fascinating and unremarkable marriages. Do you love him? Excuse me, do you love them? He has dated supermodels, walked the red carpets, and won hearts globally. Yet at 50, Leonardo DiCaprio remains Hollywood's most eligible and elusive bachelor. No wife, no wedding, no commitment. For decades, fans and the media have speculated, joked, and obsessed over why Leo always walks away. Now, after years of silence, DiCaprio has finally spoken out, and what he revealed is unexpected. Was it fear, regret, or something much deeper? This is the truth that Leonardo DiCaprio has kept hidden until now. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born on November 11, 1974 in Los Angeles. He was named Leonardo because his mother felt him kick while admiring a Da Vinci painting in a museum. His parents, George and Ermeline, were artistic, bohemian, and financially struggling. When Leo was still an infant, they separated. George fell in love with another woman but did not abandon his son. Instead, the two households coexisted with a shared backyard. It was unconventional, but it worked. Growing up, Leo was not raised among movie stars and millionaires. He lived in tough neighborhoods surrounded by crime and poverty. He once described witnessing drugs and violence right outside his window, yet he was never devoid of ambition. As a child, he aspired to become a marine biologist. From a young age, he was captivated by the art of imitation, mimicking expressions and observing people's reactions.